Hello, I'm Adar Kaneh, tourist correspondent at the Marker newspaper, and I'm happy to host two important guests, Gate El-Gate, the CEO of Fly Dubai, and Uri Sirkis, the CEO of Israel. Hello, both of you. I would like that the first question, it will be for both of you. The normalization between Israel and the Emirates has created a growing increase in Israeli at Dubai as a tourist destination. According to data, about 50,000 Israelis are expected to arrive to Dubai. Did the demand surprise you, Mr. Gate?
For me, originally, yes, it was a surprise to have heard so many people will be traveling. But when I went on the first trip to Tel Aviv, I was not really surprised because, I felt the connection with the people there. And then there is a lot of pent-up demand for people to explore and to visit our country because of everything that they've heard about the United Arab Emirates, and also this curiosity to visit one of the most successful Arab city probably ever. And then for us, this was, I felt it when I was there, and also felt the warmth of the people there, and now I have no doubts.
Uri, did the demand surprise you?
Not really. We knew in advance what Dubai had to offer. About 1.5 million Israelis fly to the city of Eilat every year. So there is no reason why a destination with similar climate should not fly the same number of people. We estimate in Israel that it will be possible to fly about 120,000 Israelis each month to Dubai. It's relatively short flight, only 3 hours, a very large amount of attractions. I just been there, came back the day before yesterday. All of kinds of beaches, luxury hotels, restaurants, extreme sports, concerts, parties, trips to the desert. So all in a very reasonable prices and competitively with other destinations. So also the very fact that it's a green country right now, and it is a new place for Israelis, have never been there before, explain the high demand.
To your opinion, how much is demand expected to grow?
Well, for me,
both of you, you can start.
No, I will start because, I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. Because I believe, I'm sure Mr. Ori knows his market much better, and the demand from Israel will grow to Dubai. But also, the whole world now is on a lockdown. Dubai is the largest international hub in the world. So there is still a lot of opportunity to connect people beyond Dubai when we go back to normal operation. But also, I know from the United Arab Emirates market point of view, we still not experience the demand from here to Israel. I believe there is again a pent-up demand here, and when the visa situation will be clarified for us to travel as UAE and the lockdown will be eased in Israel, a lot of people will come from here, both people like us, nationals, we have the curiosity, we want to go and visit all of the holy lands. But more than nationals, 80% of the population of the United Arab Emirates are people from other countries, almost 200 different countries. In the past, even if they wanted to go to Israel, they are shy about it. Now they are liberated. They can go and visit Israel because links are there, peace is there. And that traffic will be even bigger than the traffic that the 20% would generate to Israel. So I believe the traffic will grow even more.
And what is your company and your government is doing to encourage the tourism to Dubai and from Dubai to Israel?
Well, from our point, of course, we are waiting to get the visa situation open from here to people to travel. But I think our government to encourage Israelis to travel to the UAE, even though the complete visa accord is not being finalized, we came with a process that helped people to connect immediately. We did not have to wait until whenever dates the visa situation will be finalized. They came out with a workable solution, and that's why we are now seeing more flights to come. We are now today operating 4 flights a day. We started with 2. Now we are going 4 flights a day, and this is because the people here in the United Arab Emirates also did everything possible to welcome the Israelis here.
How many flights do you have, Uri, of Israel to Dubai and back?
So demand is currently at a very high. Today, for example, we have 4 flights. During December, we plan to operate a total of 110 flights. I estimate that it will be moderate a bit over time, but we are sure it will stabilize at a high level due to the quality of the destination, as I explained before. Dubai, as I see it, will be a very big competition to other favorite destinations for Israelis, such as Cyprus, Greece, and Turkey. We need to understand that right now it's the peak season in Dubai, and during the summertime, when the temperature go up, the prices go down. So it will be also attractive for Israelis. In my estimation, Israel will continue to operate at least 3 daily flights from Tel Aviv to Dubai. The weekend, it can go up to 4 and even more. I assume that every Israeli, by the way, will visit Dubai at least twice. Once for purpose of a city break, and second for relaxation on the beaches and so on. So therefore, I think Dubai is a game changer. And to our estimation, in 2021, 2 million Israelis will visit there.
Wow. We are in the middle of a health epidemic worldwide. How is Israel and Fly Dubai and other airline companies are coping with the COVID crisis?
Well, since the outbreak of the crisis, we have reinvented ourselves. We had to adapt our operation to the new conditions. Tourism activity, of course, dropped drastically. But during this time, we flew cargo, opened new destination, flew sports, and the national team operated private flights for big and well-known organization, operated flights to return Israelis from different parts of the world, brought immigrants to Israel, and gave customized solution to various customers. At the same time, which is very important, we worked extensively to build a new process of work, ensure not only the long-term existence of Israel, but to dramatically increase our profit once the traffic is back.
And same question to Fly Dubai, how is they handle?
Same things for us, as far as Fly Dubai, of course, we had to adopt our operation to operate safe and operate as clean as possible, adopting the best practice. And we also were very lucky in the United Arab Emirates, because our government was always in the front of the race to create a safe destination. And we are now one of the safest destination to visit, and that's why it's green here. And also in our country was the first countries to open. We almost did not close our airports for a long time since the crisis happened, because our government has been able to adopt the airport, the whole country, to be able to manage under all of the cautions that are there. And we did most of the things that my colleagues already said, operating cargo flights, operating, we call them, we had repatriation flights from our sides. Those were a lot. Now we are in Fly Dubai, we are as normal as it can be as far as our operation is concerned.
Yes, during this crisis, as you said, as you mentioned, Dubai is green. And so right now, it's very attractive to Israeli. It's green, it's new destination, and they doesn't have a lot of option. How will Dubai cope with with destination like Rome or Paris once they will be available?
Well, from my point of view, Dubai still will be very unique, because Dubai, for example, will always be Dubai plus. You can come to Dubai and then fly, for example, to Seychelles. You can come to Dubai and go to the Far East. So combining Dubai with another holiday, because we have the biggest hub here, will be very, very special. I think, there will be a lot of traffic. Also, I mentioned to you about the traffic that will come from Dubai to Israel. But also, I think the traffic between the two countries, because a lot of people now are visiting, setting up business. When there will be a lot of business traffic between the two, because Dubai and the United Arab Emirates is the biggest business hub in the region. To connect that hub with Israel, with Tel Aviv, will create the biggest corridor for business opportunities. So there will be a lot of people flying on business matters, and so I am not worried about the amount of business that will come our way when the whole world open up. Dubai and the United Arab Emirates will always be an attractive option to fly.
Uri, do you think the same, that Dubai will be attractive when the world will be open?
Yeah, I feel the same. And as I mentioned before, the benefit that Dubai has to offer are expected to make it better options for Israeli customers. As I mentioned before, the comfortable weather, the high level of service, and so on. But there is one thing that we all have to be aware. There are lots of foreigners that living in Dubai, and therefore when you are there, and I can say it also from my humble experience this week by visiting Dubai, you feel at home. Unlike other destinations that you feel a guest, at Dubai you feel at home, and I think therefore lots of Israelis are keen to visit there. And this is why it became in such a popular destination in a very short time.
Okay, how does the tourist from the Emirates defines good value for money when they pick a flight or a hotel? Mr. Gate.
Well, the UAE tourist is no different than anybody else, But the UAE tourists are people who always like to go to a new destination. As I said, there is a lot of cultures that they have. They have high awareness. They know what they need. I would consider our tourists are people who they spend on an average better than other people. Maybe there are unique things about them. They like to stay a lot of times in apartments because they travel in groups of people, family, but they stay also for longer period. But what I saw, I did not see much when I visit Tel Aviv because it was locked down. But from the infrastructure that I could imagine is there will be a lot of varieties that will attract a lot of people to visit for the purpose of just being a normal tourist, for seeing the city and all of that, plus seeing the country, and most important, to see the Holy Land. And they will be very happy with their experience there, I'm sure.
Let's go back to the COVID crisis because we are in the middle of it. In the months after the COVID, the volume of international flights decreased. How the world will look like after the crisis, after we all get vaccinated? Do you think the world will change, or it will go back to what it used to be?
Well, I think widespread of vaccination will still take a year. Anyway, there will never be a situation where all citizens all over the world are vaccinated. So in my opinion, after the vaccines are given to a large number of people, the level of stress, of course, will decrease. But the COVID-19 will not completely disappear. And it is estimated that it will be necessary for a long time to take control of personal hygiene, to wear masks, and so on. So it's hard for me to believe that there will be flights for vaccinated passengers only. So I expect that medical protocol that we are taking of today and existing today will be maintained. Such an obligation to perform pre-flight COVID-19 test and so on. And anyway, it will take, according to what we saw in the past, at least 3 years from the time that it has began till a full recovery. From experience of major events in the past, such as the 2008 financial crisis and the World Trade Center disaster in 2001, it took about 3 years for aviation to return the level it was on the eve of the crisis. So by the end of 2022, I believe we will see a traffic which is beyond the traffic that we saw in Ben Gurion in 2019.
Okay, I will be a little bit more optimistic in the sense that, because there are two issues here. One, what is the protocol of travel? Because who can travel, who cannot travel. Once that is clear, and once the world is semi-open for people to make a simple decision that I can travel now, when that happens, I believe travel will come back much quicker than other people, and my colleague here already said, because I believe the people traveling is become a part of their life, and I am sure people are, I will use the word dying, hopefully living to fly, because listen, nobody wants to repeat what happened in the 2020. The moment things are open and clear, people will travel. Now, I'm saying this because I'm thinking a lot with my heart, but my colleagues already is very thoughtful about what this and what that will happen. But I would like to think things will come back much faster.
So with this optimistic note, we'll come to the end of this interview. If you just want to summarize in one sentence, what do you expect from the relationship between the two countries? Uri, or?
Yeah, well, I just bought this nice book. It's called Flashes of Wisdom, and it's from Muhammad bin Rashid Al Maktoum. I found it in Dubai, and I would like to quote. He said, "Great ideas do not make leaders. They are just ideas. Accomplishments, big or small, make great leaders." And what we are trying to do is to accomplish this peace agreement. And right now, I think it's going to be a game changer, and we are very, very happy with this.
What I would like to add also, just to say that in the United Arab Emirates, and we always worked very hard to create an environment where people live and work and prospect, in a way to give people hope. You know, likewise in America, people always say it's the land of people, dreams can come true. I'm telling you, what we have in the United Arab Emirates, this is where a dream come true in this region. And not only the Arab region, you know, we have people from 200 different nationality. They come here, they work, they feel more loyal to the United Arab Emirates than some of them to their own countries because of what they felt here. We hope that environment, once it's connected with the state of Israel, will create a path of people to carry on and do like we do in this region, and hopefully build more prosperity in the rest of the region, where then peace will be an automatic thing. Peace is not about just I want this and I want that. You have to work hard for it. And thank you for quoting what His Highness Sheikh Mohammed have said. We all have to work hard to make this peace, and duplicating what happens in the United Arab Emirates in the rest of the region is what makes peace for the rest of the region.
Thank you both, Mr. Sirkis and Mr. El-Gate. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you.